Hi, and welcome to episode number 15 of Get Involved Pittsburgh here on PCTV 21 and 47 in the city of Pittsburgh. My name is Tom Baker, and I'm proud to be your host of the Jefferson Award-winning Get Involved Pittsburgh on PCTV. We've got a great lineup here for episode 15 today of our television show. We really hope that you enjoy it. We have a lot of different community leaders that are going to be sharing with us on this episode. We're going to start with Ken Soliday from the Y in just a minute. I want to give you a quick update, though, on what's going on with Get Involved. We just had our 4th annual Pittsburgh Service Summit on February 26th. It was a great event. We had hundreds of people out at Carlow University for the event again this year. Coming up actually on April 4th, we're going to be in Washington, D.C. for our first ever D.C. Service Summit. And later in the year, we'll be having our 3rd annual South Central PA Service Summit. So the Service Summits are going really well. We continue to host Power Hour every month over at the Shadow Lounge in East Liberty. And we also have the Morning Mix series. In 2013, we debuted 2 new co-hosts, Leanne Weiss and Liz Kennan, and Morning Mix is going great as well. The final program I wanted to mention from Get Involved is our Fast Track Community Leaders program. We're going to be having our 4th cohort of young community leaders going through the program this spring and into the summer, and we've had 30 alums of the program going really well, teaching 20 and 30-somethings how to get a little bit more entrenched and make more of a difference and handprint in the community. Things are going really well on the Get Involved perspective. If you ever want to learn more about Get Involved, please check out getinvolvedinc.org. That's our website. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. A lot of positive things going on. Very happy to be the volunteer founder and chief program officer of Get Involved. Absolutely love the team that we work with. We have a great board, great young professional board, and we get to do a lot of good work in the community, like hosting Get Involved Pittsburgh on PCTV 21. So I want to tell you a little bit about our guest today. Ken Soliday is going to kick us off in just a minute. He's the district vice president with the Y. We have Susan Rahm and Bill Snyder from North Hills Community Outreach, one of the best managed and most impactful community organizations here in Western Pennsylvania. We've got Lee and Jenna from Thread International. They'll be sharing a little bit later in the show. And also we have Rhonda Oliphant from Leadership Pittsburgh, Inc. So it should be a great episode number 15. With that, we're going to get started with Ken Soliday. Ken, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Tom?
I'm
Thanks
good.
for having
I'm
me,
good.
Man. Appreciate it.
Longtime friend. It's good to see you here on the set of Get Involved Pittsburgh.
Good to see you.
Yeah, we became friends probably about 6 or 7 years ago through Rotary Club, actually, when we were both working out in the eastern part of the city there in Monroeville and Wilmerding. So you've been with the Y for quite a while now.
Yeah, I've been with the Y for about 18 years now. Been here in Pittsburgh for about 8 and had the opportunity to serve as an executive director out east in Wilmerding, as you said, and most recently at the Barrel Family YMCA in Franklin Park.
Right. A lot of times we have middle school, high school, college students that watch the show, and they might hear, a district vice president or executive director of a Y. How could I ever get that job someday? How did you end up in this field?
Quite by accident. I actually went to college to study recreation, leisure studies, things along those lines, and was teaching tennis and landed at the Y one summer and found it a little bit of a challenge at first, but it grew on me very, very quickly. I was teaching tennis and there were balls bouncing everywhere and there was day camp all around me, and one thing led to another, and I've had the opportunity to serve at a number of different Ys in several different cities and have enjoyed each experience. They're all unique, and every community is proud of what they've made of it, and the Y enjoys being an integral part of all of those communities.
Is the Y what brought you to Greater Pittsburgh?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Great.
I moved here 8 years ago to be the executive director at the Wilmerding YMCA.
And what would you, going back to Wilmerding and Barrel out in the north, what are some of your highlights, maybe some of your professional accomplishments that you're particularly proud of?
And I guess this sounds a little philosophical. Whenever I take on a new position at the Y, my goal is to leave the Y in a better place than when I arrived. And we were fortunate enough at my time at Wilmerding to really grow the membership and update our facilities, and had the chance then to move to Barrel in Franklin Park a few years ago, and we were able to serve even more people, because that's why we're here at the end of the day. We're here to serve people. We want to make sure that people understand that the Y is a whole lot more than just the gymnasium and the swimming pool that you see when you come into our buildings, that we're serving people in a wide variety of different ways.
Maybe you could take us through, and because a lot of times the perception that you hear out there, it's just a gym, it's just a pool, that's all I do at the Y. What are some other programs? And I know there's a lot, but what are some other programs?
Yeah, there are, and from a broad stroke perspective, the Y serves people through social responsibility, through healthy living, and through youth development. So take our branch in Homewood, for instance. They do have a traditional membership and a wellness center and gym and so on, but they offer all kinds of social service programs, anything from drug and alcohol counseling to job preparation services and things along those lines. There's a computer lab that's open to the public. Then our youth development programs can range from anything from before and after school programming to youth sports. We run day camps all over the city, and we have our resident camps. We've got a Camp Souls out in the Seven Springs area. We've got Camp Conakry up north, and then we've got our family camp down south, Camp Deer Valley.
So always a lot of things going on besides just the gym and the pool.
Yeah, there's always a ton going on, absolutely.
Yeah. And take us through just the city of Pittsburgh itself. A lot of our viewers live in the city of Pittsburgh proper. I know there's the Thelma Lovett, there's Ys really all over the city.
Yeah.
What are some of the kind of highlights or the, maybe some of the Ys you work with the most in the city?
Sure, well, I work primarily with branches in the suburbs. I work with our Barrel Family branch, our Western area branch, which is out by the airport in the Robinson area. I work with North Boroughs, which is in Bellevue, and I work with our South Hills branch, which is Upper St. Clair. And we've actually got an exciting project in the South Hills that we're working on. We procured a current ice facility called Blade Runners and are going to transform it into a full facility Y here beginning probably in a year's time, with the hope that we're going to be up and running sometime in 2015. But you mentioned the Thelma Lovett Y, and we're all really proud of the Thelma Lovett Y and the impact that it's having in the Hill District. And our executive director there, Aaron Gibson, and his board and all of his staff have just done a great job really early on. We opened it last April with a big flourish. It was probably it was the best ribbon cutting ceremony that I've had the opportunity to go to since I've been with the Y. But you go in there during the day, and it's just there's activity everywhere, and it's really neat to see the impact that it's having, and the overall pride that everybody has in the facility and the folks coming and going.
Great. And you have still a fairly new CEO, Rig Riggins.
We do.
We stole away from, I believe, Washington, right?
Yep.
And how are things going with Rig? Tell us maybe a little bit about Rig Riggins.
Yeah, Rig's been with us now for a year, and he's given his state of the union, or state of the Y, so to speak, after a year. And I know he's really proud, and we're all really proud that he's been able to come to us and have a profound impact very early on. We're working through some things that are going to allow us to operate more efficiently and to be able to have a greater impact in all of the communities that we serve. He's come with a lifetime of Y experience, and we're all really pleased to have him as our staff leader.
That's good. On a personal level, I think I mentioned this earlier, but Diana Riggins, his wife, is actually a new board member for us for Big Brothers Big Sisters. So she comes with a lot of experience as well from Washington, having chaired their board out there. So the Riggins are quite a duo in our city now. So that's
great.
So for our viewers at home, what are a few things about the Y that they might not know that you think, in your leadership role there and having been involved with the Y for 18 years, what are things that viewers should know about the Y that maybe they don't know?
Yeah, we do, especially at our some of our suburban branches, and now at our urban branches as well. We're doing a lot of teen programming, and it can range anything from a teen leaders program where it basically is what it sounds like. It's a leadership program for teens. They get to participate in service projects, and they get to have some fun at the same time.
Yeah.
But we also have a program called Youth in Government, where it's a mock government program where they actually go to Harrisburg. They've written bills, and they take over the running of the government in the state of Pennsylvania for the day, and it's a great experience for those kids to have. We've got a program called Changes at our collegiate branch, which pairs urban high school kids with suburban high school kids, and at the end of the day, the kids realize that kids are kids. Everybody's we have more in common than people realize, or that they realized in the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's
I
a
know
really
there was a
neat
little work
program
between some of the boards too to get some of the urban communities working with suburban, and that seems to be a good.
Yeah, it has been, because we want to want everybody to understand our collective impact that we have in all of our areas that we serve, and not just in the one area that you might happen to see on a regular basis.
That's great. What are the best ways for people if they're not? I know one of our featured guests actually just joined the Y out our way in Barrel, but what are the best ways for people to get involved with the Y? Is the website or online? What's the
Yeah,
way to get involved?
our website is YMCAPGH.org. There's a ton of information about how you can get involved in any of our multiple volunteer opportunities. We're always looking for program volunteers, anywhere from folks wanting to be a coach to wanting to serve on some sort of committee,
right,
to all of our branches have boards as well.
Absolutely. That's another way that we continue to be friends, actually. I was on the board when you were the executive director at the Barrel Y. You did a great job. You got promoted, and was really proud of you for that. So people can be board members, they can be coaches, there's a lot of ways for people as volunteers to give back and be involved with Y.
Absolutely. The best way is, like I said, to hit that website, ymcapgh.org, and all the information's right there. We'd be happy to have you.
Great. Well, thanks, Ken.
Yeah, all right.
Good to
Thank
see
you,
you.
Tom.
Thanks for coming into the studio today.
Absolutely.
That was Ken Soliday, the District Vice President for the YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh. Thanks to Ken for being on the show. In episode 15, we've learned a lot about the YMCA, Thread International, and North Hills Community Outreach. I hope you learned some new things. Hope that you got inspired. We had an event earlier this year, actually on New Year's Day. It was our New Year's Day goal-setting party. No matter what day of the year, though, it is, I'm a big believer in goal-setting, making sure that you're writing down what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. If you don't write it down, if you don't share it with other people, it's not going to happen. So we actually had an event on New Year's Day. It was a lot of fun. We had it over in Lawrenceville, and we had about 30 people from the community come together to share their goals, to write it down. We had kind of dream boards, goal boards, where we broke it down into different categories. I would ask all of you watching at home or on the internet now to share some goals, to set some goals, share them with your loved ones. I set at least 25 goals every year on January 1st. 5 are related to my work at Big Brothers Big Sisters. 5 are related to my fitness life. 5 are related to my political work. 5 are community work. And then 5 are related to get involved. And it really keeps me motivated. It keeps me inspired. One thing, though, that I make sure to do after I set those goals is that I share them with people. So my wife might even be in the room next to me. I still email them to her. I send them to my mom, to our team with Get Involved, with some of my colleagues at Big Brothers Big Sisters. I would encourage all of you watching at home or online, set those goals, write them down, and then share them with your loved ones. Make sure that they're your accountability partner. So I hope you've learned something through Get Involved, episode number 15. On episode 16, we're going to have a special episode about Big Brothers Big Sisters record-breaking year. The agency served 1,220 children in 2012. It was just a great year. Was named National Agency of the Year. So we're going to have some of our volunteers from Big Brothers Big Sisters on episode number 16 at Get Involved in Pittsburgh. We're going to have Mandy Sable, Mark Bazilla, Steph Hart, Trisha Hyatt, and Eddie Barry. I think you'll enjoy learning from them. But again, Bill, Susan, Lee, Jenna, everyone that was involved in episode number 15 of Get Involved Pittsburgh. Hope you enjoyed it. Our website is getinvolvedinc.org. Thanks for tuning in for episode number 15 of Get Involved Pittsburgh. Thanks, guys.